Back in the day, they used to say that an ace salesperson, a top 1% closer, will probably make 10 times the money that an average salesperson will make. And today, especially in the internet age, a top salesperson or a top infopreneur makes 100 times or more that of an average salesperson. Just to give you perspective, if you were selling on the internet, and I'm not talking about any kind of automations or funnel based selling, even if you're just meeting people on the internet, whether it's in a one-on-one or webinar, and you're an average salesperson, you'll end up making roughly, let's say, about 1 lakh rupees a month. Top salespeople in your industry today are doing 1 crore rupees a month or more. And this applies to you, especially if you're a coach, consultant, trainer, author, speaker, or if you're in the healthcare industry, like a health coach or even a network marketer, or if you're a financial product seller, like anything to do with active income, passive income, insurance, etc. This relates with you. And today I'm going to go through the 4 things that are going to turn you from an average salesperson into a top 1% closer. My name is Dr. Rajat Sinha. I'm a medical doctor turned sales coach. And after going on the internet, after first mastering sales in the field and then taking it onto the internet, I've been able to break all the barriers of all of the financial goals that I started with when I was still 18, 19 years old, when I was still in medical college. That's when I started learning sales. Okay. So if there's somebody totally underqualified or unqualified to be doing sales or teaching sales, that's me. And I was able to turn all of my failures into mind-blowing success. So let's go into this video today, where I'm going to be sharing with you the 4 things that I have learned that are absolutely going to change your sales career. Or if you're an entrepreneur whose primary job is to sell for your company, then it's going to totally change your results on the field. All right, let's get started. The first thing I want to go into the 4 things that skyrocket sales, and I'm going to go through all of the major points plus the sub points. Okay, the first thing is sales micro skills, which means sales has a lot to do with your overall motivation level, excitement level, and all of that. But today I'm going to go through the 4 micro skills in sales that are going to really help you to get the big bucks rolling. Okay, so the first one over here is tonality. Very, very important. See, there are 5 different senses that your prospect has. The prospect has vision, they've got hearing, they've got taste, they've got smell, which is fragrance, and then they've got touch. Okay, and even if you're selling on Zoom, whether it's through a webinar or through a one-on-one call, at least 3 out of these 5 senses are getting engaged, which is vision. They are seeing you, they are hearing you, and although you're not able to touch them through that Zoom interface, the feeling of space that you give with your body, you can really give them, you can really manage and master their emotions and guide their emotions on 3 out of the 5 senses. If you're there in the field meeting your prospects one-on-one, then definitely the sense of fragrance and the sense of taste you can introduce them by smelling good all the time yourself, and definitely by carrying good candy, coffee, or something if you're taking your clients out, by treating them to good dinners and things like that. Okay, but let's talk about the 3 basic skills or the 3 basic senses that you're engaging. You're engaging visual, you're engaging auditory, and then you're engaging the sense of space as you move with your body. Okay, so we've got tonality, the way you use your voice, not only the things that you say, but the way you use your voice. The next thing is energy. The next thing is body language, and the next thing is your sales script. So the way you use your tone, the tone of your voice, the way you use your energy, which is going to be having a visual impact on them. So visual impact is not only looking good and being trimmed and being well groomed, but also the energy that you bring into the frame on a Zoom call. Okay, and this energy truly connects. Learn to maintain good eye contact, learn to have good receptive body language, which shows the prospect that you're here to listen from them, you're here to pretty much get that whole get all the millions of bits of information that are being fed through the frame. You're here to meet them, understand them, absorb them, and you're here for them. Okay, the next thing is body language. As you open up the sales call, you're going to lean back, you're going to use your body. At least on Zoom, you can use the upper half of your body, you're going to use your arms a lot, you're going to use facial expressions a lot, so that you can create this space of them, welcoming them into your house. So if a prospect was there to meet you at your house, let's say there was a friend, you would welcome them into the house, you would open the door and you would move back, they would come in, and immediately that welcoming space would expand in front of them. Okay, that's what you got to do on Zoom. You got to welcome them in the house, use your body, and in during the call you're going to lean back a little so that they get that feeling of space so that they can unload into that space. A lot of people are carrying a lot of resentments in their heart because they haven't been able to get the results that they're looking forward to, and a lot of people, they may have already worked with your competitors and things like that. You want them to unload all of the information so that you can understand all of it and just figure out what is the strike point, at which point you can get a sale. Okay, so you have energy, you have body language, and definitely be mastering your sales script, whatever if you're using the Mad Money script for one-on-one selling or the webinar script if you're doing webinars. You got to master the script so that you understand what part comes after what part, and you can lead them through a process which feels natural. The Mad Money script is designed to go through a process which feels natural to the person, even subconsciously, so that they are able to rearrange information in their own mind. Most people have not taken a buying decision or have not taken a step in the direction of their dreams because they themselves have not got the information organized in a correct fashion. So when you follow the Mad Money script or when you follow the waterfall closing model on webinar, it allows them to adjust or arrange the information that's already in their head in a format which allows them to take a decision at the end of that particular call. And even if it's a no decision, that's fine. At least you've given them the ultimate service or the utmost service of making them clear that, hey, this is not a direction that they want to go in, and that's totally fine. They will love you for it, and they will come back and do business with you again, or probably they'll send friends over to you. Okay, so sales micro skills is the first point. Let's go to the next point. The next point is certainty. Certainty. Sales is nothing but a transfer of certainty, and the higher amount of certainty that you have, the higher the chances that you're going to close the sale. Okay, so just at the end of the day, just the closing itself or the offer itself depends on four simple factors. The first is the future pacing, which is what are the results they're going to get. The second, the certainty with which they're going to get those results. The next two factors are how much time you can compress out of the equation and how much effort you can compress out of the equation for them. So if it's a health result, people don't really have the time, people don't really have the complexity, they don't want to go through the complexity of trying to understand their diet and exercise and all of that. If you can just get those factors out of the equation, if you can increase the certainty and provide a future pacing, people are going to do business with you. Same on the money front, same on the emotions front. Okay, so certainty. Now, very, very important over here is that one of the things that you can do for certainty is, a lot of people, they think that certainty is just showing up into the frame with super excited format and just being like a suicide bomber level of fanatic excitement or something like that. That's fine. That used to work back in the day. But today, certainty is brought into the equation by understanding your prospect's journey, which is, where are they in their life? Where have you been in your life throughout the journey? It really helps if you follow the same journey that you are taking the prospects on, because you understand the emotional makeup, you understand how frustrated they might be, you understand at what level they might feel that they're not good enough or they're not going to be able to get the results, and you can pull them out of those little ditches that are there that they may be finding themselves in. So it really helps to know the client's journey, and if you follow the same path yourself, then it's really going to be helpful for you. Okay, in my case, I'm a sales coach, which is one of the toughest skills to master and one of the toughest skills to teach, but it really helps that I've gone through a 20-year journey myself, and I understand exactly why or where people may be lacking and how to kind of tweak them up at those levels. Okay, the next one is persona focus versus product focus. Very, very important. There's a lot of useless information on the internet that you need to ascertain your niche, and you need to be a master of the product features and benefits and things like that. See, all of those things are secondary. Okay, mastering a niche does not guarantee that you will get sales in that niche, and mastering product features, benefits and things like that, all that feature, advantage, benefit type of selling is all old school. It doesn't really work anymore. What really works is that you got to become a master of one particular persona. This is especially true of commission selling, where if you're selling, let's say, network marketing health products, or if you're selling financial products like insurance and mutual funds, a lot of times these companies have brought in you and other people as distributors. And what they do is they irresponsibly say that, oh, my product is relevant for everybody, so go out and sell to everybody. Everybody needs this product. It's great for the company to say that, but what happens at your level if you're a distributor is you're trying to target everybody, and everybody's got different problems. So when they come to you with their problems, you don't understand anybody as well as you should. Okay, so it's not really easy for us to understand all of the people that are going to come to us, and people are coming from different types of categories, different experiences, different needs, etc. So it's very, very important to have a persona focus, which is, if you're, let's say, selling a health product, you need to understand that are you going to run a marketing campaign or something only for women who are in their 30s or something like that. They have different health needs versus women who are in their 50s, or families who may have a health goal, or men who may have a health goal, or people in their 60s plus who may have different health needs. You're going to focus only on one type of persona, because over a period of time, as the leads come in, as you keep talking to these people, you will really lock in and understand the micro aspects of what are their problems, what are their objections, why do they buy, why do they not buy, and you will get very, very high closing rates with one type of persona. Double that with using, let's say, Facebook ads or something, which probably gives you an unlimited number of leads in that particular persona. And at the end of the day, you will realize that micro niching and feature advantage benefit is pretty much useless, as long as you can understand one particular persona, and you understand that at the end of the day, what people are buying is, people are buying an improved version of themselves. Okay, so once you understand one particular persona, you understand what is the improved version of themselves that they're going to buy. All you got to do is just sell them that improved version of themselves. It doesn't even matter what your product is or what your product knowledge is. Very, very important. Okay, and we call this future pacing. And you can really become extremely good and extremely rich in any one persona. Okay, in my case, in my particular academy, I started noticing that although when I started my business, I was 39 years of age when I went online with my academy system, with my coaching system. But the people who were actually coming to me were roughly about 55 years of age. So it was really funny. And I started understanding that particular persona and really figuring out what it is that they need and why is it that they're coming to me, because they don't really, there's an age gap. Why are they resonating with me? And then I realized, okay, so these people somehow feel from the way I talk that I'm a relatively non-tech person, which is true, and that I'm the right guy to help them bridge that technology gap, because a lot of people want to learn about marketing and technology marketing and things like that. Once I understood this, I have locked down on that particular persona. And if a 55-year-old today comes to me, I know exactly what they're feeling. I know exactly what is the improved version that they're going to get with me, and I'm able to sell that at a very, very high closing rate. Okay. In fact, using some of these tricks and mechanisms that I'm teaching you, you will, these are not even tricks, these are lifestyle choices. Okay, you can easily get to roughly about 40% closing rate, or maybe even higher. Okay, and that's a very, very high closing rate. If you can consistently do 30% plus closing rate using all of these different techniques for an increased period of time and build out good products for your prospects, man, you can easily hit that 10 lakh rupee to 20, 30, even 50 lakh rupee or 1 crore rupee a month figure. Okay, so persona focus versus product focus. What is the next one? Work ethic. Very, very important. What is work ethic? Work ethic comes down to time planning and energy planning. See, sales is a very, very time intensive game. People don't realize this, and they think that skills is the only thing. What if I could learn this particular closing skill? What if I could learn some more automations? What if I could learn some better funnel? There are all these ads on Facebook that are constantly telling you can tweak this and tweak that and become a multimillionaire. The answer is no. Even today, I'm here to teach you sales skills, but I can tell you upfront and very honestly, you could be the maximum best skilled person in the field. But if you do not have the time planning to make a good sales career, you are going to fail. Even in a part-time, you need to put in the hours. And if you're doing it full-time, man, you got to burn all of the ends of the candle. I started my sales career when I was still in medical college. It was a very, very excruciating schedule. And in spite of that, after college hours, I would go out every single day looking for prospects and practicing my sales. And I did it in my part-time. And I can tell you that in my part-time, I work harder than most people work in their full-time. Okay. So you got to put in the hours, because the numbers have to be pushed through the meat grinder, which basically means you got to push in the conversations, the follow-ups, the relationship building. All of this stuff has to be done at scale. It has to be done at top speed. And there are certain limitations. People are not going to pick up your phone or meet you before 8 a.m. People are not going to pick up the phone or meet you after 9 p.m. Although on the internet works throughout the day and night. You will be surprised. You will get leads and stuff even at 2 o'clock in the night and things like that. Okay. So if you're willing to work, then the clock is no longer a limitation. So let's say even from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., you got to max out these hours. You got to manage your time so that you're not wasting a whole lot of time with the wrong kind of prospect, which is another problem that a lot of people have. The people who are nice to you are usually top of the funnel prospects who are probably have the lowest closing rate. And salespeople, what they do is, just because they are looking for nice conversations and comfortable conversations, they waste a lot of their time with top of the funnel prospects who are not even the best possible prospects, and they are scared to go in front of the bottom of the funnel prospects who are going to be a little more cut to the chase, and they're going to really tax you, they really test you. And salespeople don't want to spend time with these prospects because it's uncomfortable, and these are the prospects who pay the most money. Okay, so it really comes down to time and energy planning. Energy should not flag. You're going to be working long hours of the day, 5 days, probably 6 to 7 days of the week for a really long time if you want to make the big bucks. Okay, if you want to make the big bucks. And so it all comes down to physical energy as well. You need to have a good energy schedule. Don't put trash into your body. Don't get addicted to this tea, coffee, and all of these things, smoking and stuff like that. It really doesn't help, and your body's going to pay the price for it sooner or later. Okay, so clean up your energy, clean up your time, and those are the things that are going to help. Okay, so brush up on your sales micro skills. Work on the certainty by mastering and focusing on one client persona's journey. And work ethic, man. Just pound out the hours and pump in the fuel and get the job done. Build those relationships. Keep your phone or your email hot at all times. You should always be mailing, calling, meeting people. 12 to 14 hours a day, as many days of the week as you can, and it's really going to make a big change. Just follow the schedule for, even if you can do it for 3 months, 90 to 100 days, man, your whole life is going to change. All right, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Please give me a like, thumbs up, or a comment for this video, and subscribe to the channel if you want to watch more such videos coming up in the future. I look forward to seeing you. Bye bye.